What is up, fanboys and fangirls? We're back. We're audio only. We're social distancing. We're doing our part. Me and Tyler on Skype. Things are going crazy. The world is almost on fire.
We're
My
back
name
in the
is
dark
Luke.
ages.
And Tyler joins me as well. What's up, Tyler?
What's up, man? This is definitely the most unique recording experience I think we'll have.
I hope we never have to do it again.
Yeah,
We haven't even done it yet.
Yeah, I would prefer that as well. This is it's kind of weird, but I know there's a lot of podcasts that do this all the time. So who knows?
that's
Maybe we get
true.
used to it and we make it a normal thing. Hopefully not, though.
Hopefully not. I don't mind not being live, even though I'll miss our beautiful live chat. But I like being in the same room as you and Brett.
Yeah,
Because,
that's
I don't know.
think the hardest part.
I like interacting with you guys. I like doing dumb stuff around you guys.
Right, or messing with Brett the whole time and making it hard for him to
Just
get
hating
through
on
his
the
thoughts.
Last Jedi.
So yeah, that too. So speaking of Brett, he said he's moving. He's probably watching The Last Jedi, let's be real. Or the Rian Johnson interview supercut on YouTube that he found. But Brett is not with us this week. He is in the process of moving, so he wanted to focus on that, which we fully support. And because we're going to get a dope new studio. So
heck yeah. Studio 2.0 is on the way, baby. Let's get it.
We just don't know when we'll be able to get inside there. So.
For real.
But
for real.
When the world's done burning down, maybe we'll get that chance.
Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, sooner than later.
I got stuff I want to do, man. Stuff I want to do. Not that much.
Well, things that you want to do, but let's talk about what you did do this past week. Hey.
Nice. Look at you.
I caught the oop.
You're in podcast mode, man. You're in podcast mode.
I am here for it. I am prepared.
Well, I actually didn't do a whole lot. I did multiple, like 2 or 3 things a lot, actually, but nothing really new. I've been playing a lot of Destiny. It's just another reason I'm sad Brett. Yeah. I'm sad Brett isn't here because, I don't know, I'm kind of angry at Destiny because it's just a freaking grind and it's annoying. I want to play like story missions.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly could give a crap about exotic guns. I just want to do new things in the game. I don't want to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
It's just really frustrating, and I wasn't high enough light level to do the Trials of Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been grinding up to get to 960, and it just takes so long, I feel like.
Yeah, and like they make everything cater to that weekly reset. I think that's kind of part of the issue too, is you can only do so much and then you have to wait.
Yeah, and I feel like Destiny has fallen in a trap now of battle passing. And I don't have a problem with Destiny having a battle pass, but I feel like it's the only thing I'm working towards. Like, I feel like I'm focusing more on unlocking the next thing in the battle pass more than
anything else.
I can't even think of anything else because there's nothing else to do.
That sucks.
Like, whereas like when I was really behind in like Forsaken and stuff. I got it late, whatever. But it was like recommended power level is 680 or something. And I was 660, so it's like, oh, I need to grind a little bit so I can do this mission.
Right.
And I do it, and then the missions I could do for pretty much the rest of the time, and it was a lot of fun. And I mean, the Division was kind of the same way. It's like, this is a level 22 mission, but you're level 20, so it's like, I'm going to get to level 23.
Yeah, make it real easy for yourself.
I don't know, man. It's just driving me crazy, and I guess I'm a solo player too, and I feel like Destiny hates solo players. And it's whatever.
That's relatable. I feel that way on the Division.
Yeah.
Like, because I play 90% of the time I play that game solo, and I run into just the biggest issues with having to deal with way too many enemies or way too strong of enemies, and when there's nothing else to divert fire, it's just a disaster.
Yeah. Like, if they could just realize that this person is in a fire team of 1.
Yeah.
like lower the difficulty a little bit
Right,
would be
or
really nice.
limit the number of enemies. I think that would
Yeah,
help too.
yeah.
But
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Destiny. The other thing that I did was I started a new show. Just actually yesterday because Destiny was annoying me.
got
It's like I
frustrated
gotta
with it,
stop.
so you're like, I'm gonna
I
watch a
gotta stop
show.
playing this. But I started watching Ozark finally.
Oh, nice,
Season 3 is
nice.
coming out soon. I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in, but it's really good so far. I understand why lots of people like it. It's really good. Jason Bateman is awesome.
Dude,
The whole
Jason
cast is
Bateman's a
actually really
stud.
good. I didn't even realize he directed like the first episode ended and it's like directed by Jason Bateman. I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
Hey man, all these actors now in their TV shows, they always try to direct an episode or two.
Yeah, for real. And then the last thing I did was I watched The Hunt on demand on Amazon Prime. I was one of the schmucks who
Nice.
rented a $20 movie.
They got him. We got him, boys.
They got me. But should I wait to review that until after
Yeah,
you go?
let's hold that for a little later.
Give me a break so I can rest my lungs, my corona-filled lungs.
Oh no, I hope not.
No, J-Play.
I've been. It's weird. Like on the weekends, I haven't gone out, but like I'm not doing as much because I find
Yeah, I've been
myself
wondering,
just
like,
spending the same amount of time on one thing.
yeah, I've
It's
been
weird.
wondering how you've been dealing with the social distancing and the quarantining because you're far more extroverted than a lot of people I know. Maybe except Aaron, who I live with, who's going berserk, staying inside all the time. But
It's
'cause
weird,
you
man.
do a lot, like you do softball and kickball and
Yeah, and
stuff.
softball's canceled until May, which has
Man,
been
everything's canceled.
yeah, it's been kind of a disaster, man. I need some more. I need some more sports. I'm over here fiending for them, man. But no, it's been okay. I kind of enjoy just being able to sit back and play video games and read books and watch movies or TV shows. Like I think I have like 1 or 2 episodes left of Harley Quinn. I've been watching that
Nice.
because I know I needed to finish it. But that'll kind of kick off what I did this past week. I finished High Fire by Owen Colfer. That book is hilarious and a ton of fun. Highly recommend it if you're into reading. One, two, like contemporary fantasy.
Well, I don't like reading, so I guess I'm out. No,
No, just Owen Colfer writes in this style where like every character is slightly morally gray, I guess. Like there's the obvious bad guy, then there's the guy you're rooting for, but he's not necessarily a good guy. He just kind of is in the crappiest situation out of everyone. And so
Okay.
you kind of find yourself rooting for someone who's a little more broken, a little more faulty, more like a human, which is kind of nice. And then, of course, there's the dragon who drinks vodka and watches Netflix and has a cell phone. And his name's Vern. It was so much fun. I really
That's my
enjoyed it.
grandpa's name.
If I had to give that book a rating, it'd be fanboy worthy. I'll give it to
Nice.
the books. But I've also started my next book, which I was going to start A Gentleman in Moscow. But I felt like in the times that we are in currently, why not read something a little more close to home? So I'm reading a book called Dry. And it's about what would happen if we ran out of water, essentially. And it takes place in Southern California, and they're in a drought, but they're in a drought so bad that their taps stop putting out water. And so the world is kind of falling apart, and everybody's going crazy. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty similar to the current climate. So
Some people probably think that's a autobiography.
yeah, it's written by Neil Schusterman, who wrote the Arc of a Scythe series that I finished last year.
Okay, yeah.
It's him and his brother, which is kind of cool. They collaborated. So I've just really been enjoying that so far. I'm pretty early on, but it's the same formula as Scythe. 2 characters, very different backgrounds, obviously gonna meet and somehow become a thing. Because, it's YA, so they gotta fall in love. But,
Oh, heck yeah.
that is just the way it goes. Last thing I did, there's 2 things, both video game related. I played a lot of Madden this weekend.
Nice.
because I'm missing sports. So I had to get my fill somehow, man. I've been watching highlight tapes of players and
Sitting in the corner crying because there's no
dude,
sports
I
on
got my
TV.
knees tucked to my chest. I'm just rocking back and forth in the corner. I need sports, man. I need sports. That's me right now, as you can see my Redskin flag behind me. But no, I played some Madden. Really enjoying that. Got my butt kicked in the playoffs. That kind of sucked.
Hey,
But
next year,
yeah,
man.
there's always next year. And then this is kind of for later, or we can go ahead and talk about it now. But I started Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, nice.
It's the PS Plus free game this month. And I downloaded that and started playing it. And I have thoughts, but I can save them for a little later.
Awesome. Should we jump to the little bit of news?
Yeah.
That
Let's
popped up.
let's do that.
Not
I think
a
the
lot.
big story this week has to be. I don't have much at all, but I think the big story this week has to be cats, right? The butthole cut. Right, that's got to be the one that everybody's chomping and ready to hear about.
I love it.
Evidently, there was a CGI company whose job was to go in and remove the CGI buttholes from all of the Cats characters. And there's been a lot of tweets about it from, I think Ryan Johnson was kind of the guy who kicked it all off, but
Yeah.
talked about the butthole cut of Cats, and I think nothing would help this world more right now than that. So. Forget the Snyder cut, man. I don't want it anymore. Give me the butthole cut. I'm here for it. So, but
that was so awesome. It was a cheerful little trending topic that gave me some joy last week, which was nice.
It was a moment where the world stopped thinking about the coronavirus and thought about butthole cats. Speaking of butthole cats, where's my cat? She's a butthole. She's running around here somewhere. But what do you got?
Probably with the mom.
Probably watching. Dana started watching You this weekend. She finished season 1 yesterday. That show's weird. I watched it passing, through the living room and stuff when I was moving from my chair in the basement to the restroom and then back to my chair. It's weird, man. I don't know if I like that show. And I'm not watching it, so I don't care, but it's weird. Sorry, news story, Luke.
Yeah, I've
what do you got?
never had a whole lot of interest in watching that show.
It's Greg Berlanti. Just so
it is?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Dana sent me. She's like, it was the executive producer tag, Greg Berlanti. She's like, does this make you want to watch it? And I was like, honestly, if anything, it makes me not want to watch it because everything he's done outside of the CW superhero shows are not good.
Let's see. What do I have? This story made me very happy. In the Mandalorian, I was actually kind of sad that it was a news story. I would have rather been surprised, but it's out there.
You would have cried if this would have been a surprise.
Oh my gosh.
You would have lost your mind.
Rosario Dawson is cast as Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian Season 2.
So
live action Ahsoka is coming, and
You've talked about this for so long. That's when I read this news story, I immediately was like, "Oh my gosh, Luke's gonna lose his mind." And I think the casting is good too because I think this is about how old she would be.
Yeah.
Given how long it's been since the Clone Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Rosario Dawson is a really good actress.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She'll be able to really nail down, I think, Ashley Eckstein, the voice actress voice, to a degree. I mean, she doesn't have to do it spot on.
Right.
I do think it would have been cool if Ashley Eckstein would have been cast. I don't know if she's ever done live action stuff, though, or she just does voiceover work.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, Ahsoka is my favorite Star Wars character.
Dude, I'm juiced to see those white lightsabers in live action, man.
I want to know, what's happened since the end of Rebels with her.
I hope it's she's a part of the story. I hope it's not just a one episode fan service thing. I hope she has a place, and I'm assuming she will because of the end of season 1, but
yeah. I don't know, because the rumor is it's kind of a test for a pilot series,
Okay, yep. No,
or
I'm in. Let's do that.
test for a series, I guess, for a spinoff.
Do they even need to
Um,
test for that? It's
I mean,
Ahsoka, man. Like everybody's gonna jump on that in a heartbeat.
it might honestly. I feel like a lot of it could come down to like just costuming
Mm.
and um, how Ahsoka and Rosario are received as a live action character.
Hmm.
Because I mean, they might put her in the show and it's just like, ugh, this doesn't work. She's
We'll
a
try it
cartoon
again in 3
character,
years.
and that's fine. She's a cartoon character, so I could see something like that maybe canceling a spinoff series. I mean, if that doesn't work, honestly, just give me an Ahsoka animated show, please. I'd gladly take that. I'll gladly take the show that supposedly is supposed to be in between Rebels and or after Rebels when that ends, and then before like the Mandalorian or before Episode 7. So,
Hmm. I
and I
think
can't.
I think it depends how many episodes Dave Filoni directs.
Yeah,
Because I
Ahsoka's
think
his
if he
baby.
directs 3, then I think those 3 will probably be her.
Yeah,
She'll be focused in this. It'll definitely be Filoni directing, and he's not going to do that character wrong. So
yeah.
no, I think that'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm not even far into Clone Wars. Hunter left. I can't watch it during this quarantine time because I'm waiting for him.
You got to do
Man,
the
it's just
Netflix
brutal.
binge app thing.
Oh yeah,
Did you hear about that?
I did, dude. That's
There's a
pretty.
net.
You can watch
If you
movies together.
Yeah, if you haven't heard about it, there's like a Netflix binge app where you can you all your friends who have Netflix can like start it at the same time and you can watch and chat and talk together and stuff, which I think sounds really cool. We should try it to see if it works. We can review it.
Yeah, we can review it, or we can do our next movie commentary that way.
Yes.
So I have a weird news story, and it's not necessarily a news story, but it was something I saw today on Twitter that I kind of wanted to bring up because it kind of blew my mind in like a very strange way. Um, as I think the world knows, Animal Crossing came out last week. Animal Crossing is like widely popular, right?
Yeah.
And so this
Yeah.
guy was breaking down the UK sales, physical sales. So this doesn't include digital sales. Then has it's the number one selling physical game this year so far. There was 10 other games that have come out in a physical release that are like major market games. If you combine those 10, it's still not even close to Animal Crossing.
Wow.
And I was just like, man, how does that work? Because Animal Crossing is such a I feel like that's such a niche game.
Yeah.
It's such a specific style of game that I just had a hard time wrapping my head around it. Because there's been some decent games already this year.
What was game like number 2?
I didn't see the list. I imagine Doom Eternal's got to be on there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, they came out the same
That
day.
is crazy.
Right?
That
10
is
games.
crazy.
You combine their physical sales and it doesn't surpass theirs. And that's only in the UK, so keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine that's somewhat representative of the world, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's not like a news story or anything. I just thought it was something worth bringing up.
Mhm. Um this was a news story for a bit, but then it kind of got debunked. But I think there's room for conversation for where this could possibly lead to.
Mm-hmm.
But earlier this week, there's a rumor that Wonder Woman 1984, was going to be released on HBO Max.
Is that still happening in May?
The movie come out in June.
No. I mean HBO Max.
Oh,
Given like everything
geez.
that's going on, I feel like it's. I don't know. I feel like that's got to get pushed, right?
I don't know. I don't know how so many people are working from home now,
Mm-hmm.
except me and you.
Right, except for us, because our companies hate us. But
I didn't say that.
I'm obviously kidding.
I played the fifth. I think is that the right one?
Yeah, it's the right one.
No, but like if people can work from home and take care of HBO Max, I feel like it could still come out, and I mean that put a lot more options for streaming out there, which would be really nice for everybody stuck at home.
Yeah, this would be a good time for it. If they could speed
Yeah.
it up somehow, that would be ideal, I think.
Yeah, but when this Wonder Woman 84 rumor started, it was going to be that it would cost like you'd have to pay like $40 or $50 to rent it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a lot, but at the same time, like I heard people talking about like people rent the Pacquiao Mayweather fights for $90,
Yeah.
and I think that made like 400-ish million,
Mm-hmm.
and that was at $90 million per.
$90. Per.
No, yeah, oh yeah,
90
or
90
million.
million. I mean,
Four
depending.
people bought it. Four people bought it. That being said, you could go to like sports bars and watch it, so a lot of people wouldn't. But Wonder Woman 1984 is said that it can be a $1 billion movie.
Right.
And people were wondering, like, can this happen? Can this happen? Will these blockbuster movies start to go to streaming services? Will Wonder Woman 1984 be the testing ground for this? Will Black Widow do it? Will all these other movies do it? And then Charles Roven, I think, came out and he's like, no, this is opening theaters. We're not going to put this on a streaming service. And then it all kind of stopped.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still think there's a question there. Like, we get these real low budget movies or movies that have been out already that have been coming to streaming services or to Amazon to rent. And I was just like, I wonder if we'll hit that point.
Well, I mean, and I think that there's a lot. I mean, it definitely sparks conversation. I mean, you think obviously we will. There's the possibility we hit that point, right? I mean, Christopher Nolan put that letter out today, basically saying we can't let movie theaters die, and I think that's a pretty good indicator that they maybe do feel that this is a threat to movie theaters to releasing your movie theatrically.
Yeah,
and you know,
and just
if
movie
it
theaters
happens,
not making money for who knows 3 to, if things go horribly, 7 months.
right?
Like, I mean, that's obviously a very drastic situation, but you
Yeah, but
never know.
I
Like,
think when you do these kind of things, though, you have to be aware of the possibility that that could happen. I mean,
yeah,
I don't want it to happen, but I would think it'd be awesome if movie theaters are still shut down instead of delaying the movie a year. We got to see it.
yeah,
I think in my selfishness, I'd want to watch it because that's one of my most anticipated
yeah.
movies this year. So like, I'm really curious about it.
I would probably end up watching it.
I'd go see it in theaters when they released it in theaters.
Yeah,
too,
I
though.
would too. But man, it'd be such a bummer to like. I feel like to experience it first on a
Home video,
40-inch
yeah.
TV when that's designed to be a spectacle in IMAX. Speaking of
Oh, that was a
spectacle in
burp.
IMAX, I
I'm
thought
so
it was funny.
sorry.
People were like, Tenet might be released on HBO Max as well. And I'm like, you really think Christopher Nolan is going to release his 70 millimeter IMAX movie at home streaming with bad Wi-Fi? Sorry, that's not gonna happen.
No, not a chance. And
That's
hopefully,
freaking Nolan's Mr. Movie.
yeah, no, Tenet will be in theaters, whether that's this year, next year, or 3 years from now. That movie's not coming out first at home. Nolan would never allow that to happen. He would
Yeah.
he would dump his life savings into a theater chain to release a movie in theaters. So I don't worry
He
about
totally would.
that. Yeah. But I think I only have one more news story before we move on. And that, well, I have two. There's two. One's a really big one, one's small. The small one being that Onward
same.
is going to be on Disney Plus April 3rd. That's
Yep.
awesome. I'm going to watch it again, like as
Me
soon as
too.
it's on there, and probably bawl my eyes out because I'll be at home this time. And then
You could
the
let
big,
all the emotions out.
exactly. I can't wait to do that. The big one was the PS5 spec PowerPoint presentation that we got last week. I imagine Brett would want to be a part of that conversation. So I kind of think we should maybe save most of that for him. But
Yeah.
I have a few impressions about it. From what I can gather, it seems like the Xbox is a lot more powerful, but the PlayStation is a lot more optimized. And the PlayStation will
Hmm.
run faster and smoother than the Xbox will, from what I gathered. Now, granted, that
Mm-hmm.
presentation was pretty hard to watch.
I,
So,
I couldn't. I just listened to other people talk about it.
yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like I was watching it and I was like, man, I feel like I should be taking notes right now,
Yeah.
just because I felt like I
Dude,
was
the
at a
memes that
school
came out of that
presentation.
presentation were gold.
Oh yeah, they're worth it. Like if you're Sony, you're like, yeah, we're gonna make this ridiculous presentation, but all the kids are gonna meme it and they're gonna be talking about it. We question marketing, but
I
marketing knew what they were doing.
I listened to Kotaku Split Screen,
Hmm.
which has Jason Schreier on it, and he was kind of explaining how like a lot of people are saying the Xbox is so much better when in reality it might not be. It's just that their presentation was so bad and it wasn't designed for us. Like it
Yeah, it
was a
wasn't designed
GDC
for
press conference.
consumers.
Like
Yeah, it's
and
straight up
so
for like developers.
it was not a good marketing to consumer presentation, but if you were one of the people that presentation was designed for, you got a lot out of it, and I didn't really understand a word of it, so I stopped watching after 1 minute. I
Yeah, it was
was like,
pretty brutal.
I don't have time for this.
But either way,
Some other things. What?
I said either way, I think it'll be. It's all going to be preference at the end of the day on the systems.
Yeah, preference and price.
Yep.
Some other things that are coming to streaming this week. They'll probably already be out. A lot of them. By the time this episode is up. But Birds of Prey will be available, Bloodshot will be available, The Gentleman will be available, and The Way Back are all coming out
Yeah.
March 24th. That's Tuesday. And then on March
Tomorrow, March
31st,
24th.
yeah, Bad
So
Boys for Life is going to be available on digital. So I'll finally be able to watch that one too.
nice.
I want to watch all of those movies. So I'll probably be spending some money, dang it.
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge. So I have a question. If on the Voodoo, if I rent one, you rent one.
I'll
Uh,
just pause it before it ends.
yeah, we'll talk about it. But
Later. We'll talk about it later.
yeah,
I kind
absolutely.
of slurped my cup and it sounded like I farted, so that will be interesting to hear back in the recording.
Yeah, and some of your like for me, you're cutting out a little bit here and there. So if it sounds like I'm responding to something you said 5 minutes ago, I apologize. Leave that in the podcast. Do not edit that out. That makes it so much better.
I'm going to leave in the entire 5 minute spacing where we lost connection for a bit, where it's just 5 minutes of silence.
Yes, that's the intermission. Should we jump into
Bathroom break.
these two reviews we have?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go
All right.
first. So I cracked the whip on Amazon Prime. Is that a phrase? Did I use that right? I
You
don't know. I
cracked
paid
the whip.
$20 to watch The Hunt. Whoosh, $20.
You bit
I
the
don't know.
bullet.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I paid the money
There you go. That works too.
to watch The Hunt. It's The Purge, except with politics. And it
Oh, that sounds like your kind of movie, Luke.
no. It is interesting though because this movie it is aimed at me. I feel like not for a message, but for enjoyment
Mm.
because The Hunt is extreme liberals and extreme like rednecks conservative side,
Hmm.
um, and they're the they're like the full extreme. Like, man, I don't want to say too much in case people want to watch it, but let's just say there's no real heroes in this movie.
Mm.
Except there is one character, Betty Gilpin's character from Glow. She's really good in this movie. And she's really the only person you care about, which is unfortunate, I think.
I feel like it has a really strong cast, though. On paper.
If you would look at the billing of this movie, you would be really surprised with who they got. But I'll tell you this right now, it's not what you think. Anyway, I really did not like this movie.
That's unfortunate.
But like I was the person I feel like that should enjoy this because I can't stand politics, like the arguing of it.
Mm-hmm.
It just annoys me when, like, if you threw a liberal and a conservative in a room, and me, I would be clawing at the doors begging to get out. But I feel they didn't play with that enough. I feel like it's just these political characters in this movie. Whenever they bring up something political, it feels like to me they're reading off a tweet or an agenda, and they just leave it at that.
Gross.
Like that's it. It's like then they bring up every single one. Like pick something that you think might be important, and you could even in this action satire raise some interesting issues. But the only issue they really address, I feel like, is how annoying it is. But I already know that.
Right.
I see it every day. I see it on Twitter every day, and it's really frustrating. But like, there's a part where the people hunting, the liberals are hunting all these. They're rednecks. They're all rednecks. And they have this really quick conversation where they all like get so you remember the video that kind of went viral for a bit, and it was you can't say anything on the internet today, or you can't say anything without offending somebody today, and the dude's just trying to take a picture of a family
Yes.
on the beach or whatever. It's literally that video. They all get offended by something really quick, and it's just like, this. Who wrote this? You know who wrote it? Damon Lindelof from Watchmen wrote it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, this dude is a fantastic writer, creator, and director. Why did he do this?
I think
And I feel like
sometimes he like tries to do stuff that's like it's almost too political.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's his right to free speech, but
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think with a
like,
platform like The Hunt, I don't think that's the movie you use for that.
Yeah. But it was really unfortunate. I feel like because like I think of Jojo Rabbit, probably one of the best satires I've ever seen, one of the best movies of last year, and it really brought up an important subject, which is love, don't hate. It's really simple. And I feel like, honestly, this movie could have done that. Not as well as Jojo Rabbit. It's not that kind of movie.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, you could have gone, huh. Interesting.
Yeah, they could have just been
don't.
like, maybe we're not as different as we think.
Yeah. It really annoyed me. It was really frustrating. My tweet, I'll bring it up real quick.
I was going to say,
I was trying to figure out.
I didn't see it.
I was like, how do I tweet about this movie? Because I need to somehow convey what it is. And like I wanted to put my opinion of the movie, but also give an example of like what you would be in for if you're watching it. So I tweeted out, "The Hunt is every political tweet that annoys you. It doesn't matter what side you're on with that. What if it annoys you? It's in the movie. Written into an incredibly boring and predictable 90-minute SNL skit." And I was like, I thought of that and I was like, if SNL would have made this movie, I would have not seen a difference.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy to think about.
And that's like, that's another reason I said that is that's the tone of the movie. It's everywhere. Sometimes it's trying really hard to be like, I feel like funny.
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes it's being really serious. And I think it would have been better if it would have tried to play more serious more of the time.
Mm.
Um, but oh, thanks. You just liked my tweet, Tyler. Appreciate it.
I did. Hooking you up with them likes, trying to get some more visibility.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but pros and cons, I guess, real quick. The biggest pro would be Betty Gilpin. She plays the main character who's being hunted. Crystal, she's really good. She really almost saves this movie for me, and I feel like she's the reason most of the people who do enjoy it because of her, because she is really good in this movie. She's a really good actress.
A friend of mine saw
Also,
it and
there's some
said
really
the same thing.
yeah. The action sequences I thought were pretty good. A lot of them, especially kind of the final fight, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
was
The one in the trailer
entertaining. But
between Betty Gilpin and Hilary Swank.
yeah, there's also kind of a storm the bunker scene that I really liked, that I thought was really cool.
Nice.
Cons, obviously, I found it annoying. I don't need to talk more about that. I said it was predictable, which is unfortunate because I feel like everything is not only in the trailer, but the kind of the one twist that's in it. I was kind of bummed that I saw it coming, and I felt like they could have tried to hide it a little bit better.
Right.
The tone of this movie is everywhere. There's a point, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes in where I was just like, oh no, I don't think I'm gonna like this. This it's like right when the hunt starts, and this lady's running away, and she falls into a pit. I bet you can guess what's in there. It's a trap. There's a bunch of spikes, and she's laying
Right.
there, and she's got one through her leg and one going straight through her chest. And then she's like, tomorrow is going to be my birthday. And the dude's like, don't worry, man, or girl, or whatever, I don't know, we're going to get you out of here. And they pull her out. And I was like, no, she's dead. She's dead. A spike, like,
Gosh.
a 12-foot spike with a 2-inch diameter went through her chest. She's dead. And then it's like,
Oh
don't
gosh.
don't mess with the tone that much. Come on, just let it kind of be this gory, violent thing at the beginning for now, and let's run with that. And it's just really unfortunate. Thankfully I was at home, so I could pause it and take breaks, which was kind of nice. I took a nice little poop break in the middle because I needed a break.
Just needed a minute
It's
to
like, I
let
can't do
things
this for a little bit.
subside.
I need to take a bit. So I guess the last thing I kind of have to say about it is, if you feel like you want to watch this movie, wait for it to be free. This movie, I think, will go to a streaming service like Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. Or wait for it to be rented for not $20. My rating is a straight to streaming. Had like two good things that really could have saved the movie, but ultimately I didn't like it, so yeah, straight to streaming.
That's
But in the
unfortunate.
meantime, if you want to watch almost the same movie, watch Predators. It's almost the same movie. Like, no joke. A bunch of people show up in the middle of this forest, and they're being hunted not by liberals, but by killer aliens with giant laser guns. And it's awesome. That movie is fantastic. I highly recommend that movie. Just not even to sci-fi fans or Predator fans who for some reason haven't seen Predators, but people that love action movies. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. And they're almost the same movie, which I think is hilarious.
That's dope.
And it's got predators in it, man. It's got to be good if there's predators in it. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's not true. Alien vs.
Yeah, that's
Predator
not
and
true.
Predator 2, so
Yeah, no, there's
but
bad
I give
Predator
it
movies.
unfortunately.
Well, I will wait for it to
Straight
be
to
straight
streaming.
to streaming then, and I will not spend money to see it. So, I'm going to dive into reviewing Shadow of the Colossus if you're ready.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I'm
was
kind of
born
having some
ready for the
issues with
Colossus.
your audio cutting out for me on this end, so
Oh, sorry.
no, it's all good. We'll see how it works. It may be my internet's acting a little wonky, but it won't take me very long to review this just because I haven't beat it yet. But I picked it up this weekend, like I mentioned earlier, and I had heard a long time ago, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago, that if you enjoy Breath of the Wild and you need a game to kind of supplement your feelings after finishing Breath of the Wild, that Shadow of the Colossus is a good game to play. And I was like, that's weird. It's a strange way to review a game, I guess, but okay. And then it was free this month on PlayStation Plus, and I was like, okay, I'll take a waiver on it. I'll see what's up. It's only 13 gigs. It's small. It's a remake, so I started playing it, and within the first 5 minutes, I was like, holy crap, this is Breath of the Wild all over again. And I was like, except this time, there's not as much complicated controls. And I was like, all right, cool, I can do this. So I started playing it, and immediately I was like, oh my gosh, Breath of the Wild took everything from this game. Like it's almost the same game in a Zelda skin. And it's really strange. Like there's not a ton of story to it. Like there's a story, but it's not like super deep or tons of long cutscenes
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. But this is your next enemy. Go find him and kill him. And I think that's kind of cool.
Yep.
But I think one of my favorite things about Shadow of the Colossus is I think the overall gameplay loop is a little bit more rewarding than Breath of the Wild. In the sense that every time
Mm.
I play it, I don't feel like I just ran for 30 minutes, like, and did nothing.
Yeah.
Because I think that was kind of part of the problem with Breath of the Wild is it was almost too big, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas this game
Yeah.
feels big, but it really isn't that huge. Because it's older and they just didn't have that capacity then. But so overall, I think the gameplay loop is a ton of fun, and it's satisfactory gaming time. Like I don't feel like I'm wasting my time when I play it. It's a game that really
Mm-hmm.
appreciates the player's time, and I think that's a huge bonus on their end. I think my favorite part about it though is the art style and just like the
Yeah.
Colossus monsters just look so cool. And it just creates every Colossus you fight creates a new challenge, and I think that's just so much fun to learn how to beat them and to figure out, oh, I got to get this guy to look for me under here, or I need to climb up his sword, or it just makes
Yeah.
things very. It's just I don't know. It's like a puzzler, but an action game, which is kind
Mm-hmm.
of cool.
Which is, I mean, also Zelda-esque. A lot of
Sorry.
the Zelda games are. A lot of the Zelda games are puzzles.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This game, I'm telling you, man, I have to think when I play it. The team who made Breath of the Wild, I feel like they were playing this game while they were developing it. Like it's just so strange. I've never felt a game as so closely, like they mirror each other so closely. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's so strange. But overall, I mean, from what I've played, if I were to give it a rating now, like it's a review in progress, obviously. So there's room for this to change, but right now, man, it's a booyah. I think the only con I have for it is I just do not like the way the horse controls. The horse controls
Mm,
are just atrocious, man. And I think it's just a product of age.
mm.
But I think I don't know. Like I don't want a sequel to it because I haven't beat it yet, obviously. But I love that it was remade. I love that I have the opportunity to play it now. And
Yeah,
like I
for
think
sure.
you had mentioned earlier, you played it when you were younger.
Yeah, I played the original. My brother had a PS2 for a bit, and he had this game, and
Yeah,
we
it's
kind of had been playing it. It was, I think I remember playing like the first three bosses or whatever, the big
hmm
colossi that you fight, and then after that, I was too young to stick with it. It got hard, so I quit. But
yeah.
I remember thinking it was super awesome.
Yeah, I think I've killed the first
It's
5 in my first sitting. I
nice.
was like, "Oh man, this is addicting. I need to stop."
I just
But
remember the
no,
first
I
time
look forward to
I
playing
climbed
more
to
of
the
it.
top of the first one, and I started stabbing his head and like blood was going everywhere, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness,
Yeah, dude. It like
what is going
sprays
on?"
out of their dome piece. You're like, oh my gosh. And then you're like, okay, I'll do it again. And you stab him again. I'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
But no, man, I'm really enjoying it. I look forward to spending some more time with it. I know this is like a review that's way late to the party, but
Yeah,
I definitely,
that's okay.
yeah, no, I definitely think if you have PS Plus, pick this one up before the end of March, man. Even just add it to your library. Because at some point you're going to be
Yeah.
sitting in this quarantine and you're going to be like, man, I need something new to play. And it may not be new to everyone, but it could be new to you, like it is for me. And I highly recommend it. But
Yeah, I don't have PlayStation Plus, but honestly, I'd buy it.
yeah, I think it's typically like $10 or $15. So
Yeah,
it's worth a
yeah, it's a
pickup.
super dope game.
Yeah, it really is. I still can't tell if the main character's a guy or a girl, though. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just really can't tell with the art style.
You would have
think it's a
offended
guy.
everybody in the hunt. No.
I think it's a guy. I don't know. We'll see. But no, man, that's all I got on that, man.
Did we have any fan box? Usually Brett takes care of that, so I didn't check or
Let
anything.
me look real quick. I know we had some action earlier this weekend. So Brett put out, it was either you or Brett, put out the tweet about practicing social distancing this week and not be doing our live show. However, a new episode will still be out on Wednesday. And Pronounced Ian responded with a gif of a skeleton drinking a martini and smoking a cigarette that says social distancing.
I love it.
You know, we're trying. We also had Ian also sent us a message to the podcat during these rough times. And it was a gif of a cat like doing a flip and landing on its back and saying "sup."
I'm glad that Ian remembered our podcat. I'm sure they're actually pretty stressed right now with the move. So
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably in
like,
full panic
this is
mode.
not my home.
Yeah, this has been a pretty wild event. You know, with everything, but also their move. I'm sure the cats probably feel like their world is ending.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I have a question for you. I have a little stock of questions that I've always just written down.
Okay.
And I've always been really curious about this. You've played the Arkham games and you've played Spider-Man PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we've even talked about this. I'm not really sure, but which character, like comic book character, or maybe even a movie character or any character, sport character, I don't care, would you like to see to get like an Arkham treatment of a video game, like in that style of combat and story? And
I think I think my default answer would be Superman. I'd like to see Rocksteady take a stab at Superman, but if I were to change that answer and go like a completely different route, I think, and I may have told you this before, but I think a Wakanda like Black Panther game with the Rocksteady Arkham treatment could be really interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, because you could do the city of Wakanda, you could do the jungle surrounding, like, and you don't need.
That would be awesome.
I just think because his fighting style would easily be implemented. Like, I don't know, but I also love the Spider-Man game, and let's do Miles Morales. It's my cop-out answer.
The ones that come to mind for me, I guess Marvel-wise, I just finished Daredevil.
Oh man, a Daredevil game would be.
I would love a Daredevil game. I would be interested to see if they would implement his blindness into it at all somehow. Even though he's eye blind, but he can still see. So if they could,
yeah, I don't know how they would do
maybe
that.
like, I feel it wouldn't be the whole game, but maybe like sometimes in the Arkham games, like you're like poisoned and walking slow. Maybe he like gets dinged on the head or something, kind of like he does in the show, and he can't see, but like you can just kind of barely hear, so you can like get this weird sonar effect kind of going on. It's like, I gotta make my way back to the apartment. From DC, I just kind of thought of this when you said Black Panther. I think it'd be really cool if you could have an Aquaman video game that just takes place primarily under the ocean.
That would, yeah, it'd be hard, I think, to do. Well, maybe
So,
not.
like, your hub could be like Atlantis, and then you have to go to all these other kingdoms and fight crime underneath the ocean and stop whalers and stop a black manta and Orm's doing something nasty probably and all that cool stuff. But I think also it's just because it's the ocean, you can do anything.
Yeah, you can add
It's like
sea monsters.
Somebody's not going to be
stuff.
like, "Let's know what the ocean looks like." How do you know? Like,
yeah,
have you been to this part of the ocean?
I think that's what I also love about Wakanda is like being able to have the freedom to do what you want, and like people can't say, "Oh, that's not Wakanda." Like, it's not real, dude. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't need to be anything specific. Yeah, I think an Aquaman game would be dope. I'd play it.
Also, I've always thought. I know me and you have always thought talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Video game would be a lot of fun.
Yes, dude. That would be so cool.
Try to put in the different fighting styles that all the different turtles have with their different weapons would be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah.
Plus, there's so much fun to use in Injustice 2.
Oh, dude, I played that this weekend. I didn't mention it earlier, but I was using Leo, man. I was slicing and dicing some fools.
You know what that reminds me of? So one of my predictions for this year was Injustice 3 will be announced.
What if it's...
I'm just curious at this point if anything is even announced ever again.
I know, seriously, man. Like
this is because everything that's going to happen this year is going to get delayed probably till the end of this year or next year.
Right.
So I feel like all of our predictions at this point are just shot.
Yeah, well, nobody's going to win, so except for me when Rocksteady announces their Superman game.
Or when 2 directors back out of Uncharted.
Look, this is what's going to happen is Ruben Fleischer is going to be like, look, man, I signed on to do this other Sony villain spinoff movie, and that starts filming next week, so I'm going to have to bail. And then he's going to bail, and then we're going to get one more director, man, and then they're going to drop. I see it coming to fruition right now. It's going to be awesome.
Ruben Fleischer is going to drop out because he's going to be like, I thought I was going to get to direct it now, not in 8 months.
Yeah.
I was wanting to do something else. So I'm going to start working on something else now, sorry.
I'm going to do that.
And then it'll be creative differences.
I'm going to do that Madam Silk movie.
I'm going to do Zombieland 3.
Yes.
Triple Tap.
Yes, please.
Or would it be Zombieland Seatbelt? What was rule number 3? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Zombieland. I'm getting on Googs.
There you go. The Googs
rule
will solve all
number
our problems.
3. Come on, Google.
Don't do this to me.
Beware of bathrooms.
There you go. Zombieland 3. Beware
Zombieland.
of the bathrooms.
Beware of the bathrooms. I love it. The whole movie's gonna be a riff on Rest Stop. Parody of that. They're gonna get stuck in a rest stop and have to survive all the all the zombies stuck inside of the bathroom.
No, absolutely. I think, I don't know, man. I think you're right. You're onto something though when you say like nothing else is going to be announced. It's just
at least nothing.
Yeah, not anytime soon. Maybe July.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's when we'll start seeing more.
I'm just so curious with like everything that's happening, like how long will this last? How long will theaters be closed? Which is kind of what Nolan was getting at of why it's going to be so affected. Like, are all these movies that are getting delayed, if all of a sudden it's like, oh, everything's back open and it's September, are all these movies or studios going to be like, well, we want this date, we're going to put it here, we're going to put it here, we're going to put it here? Cause,
dude, it's going to be the Wild West when all this stuff comes back.
Because, like, all these movies are delayed indefinitely.
Yep.
Like they're just waiting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Bond,
Say
which
Bond
picked a
got
date
a
in
date in
November.
November, yeah.
And Fast 9 picked a date next April. They're just like, yeah, we're going to wait a year.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. I think we're probably in this for the long haul.
Yay. I love it. Social distancing is so fun.
Yeah, 6 feet apart, guys. No more than 10. But I think we do we land this ship? What are we doing?
I don't know. How's your piloting skill? Are you good at landing? I'm terrible.
Not usually. I usually just fly until I hit something, much like our country's doing right now. Sorry.
No need to hit the brakes. If you hit something, you'll stop.
Exactly. I'm not much of the politics guy, but I felt like that was too good a joke not to make it.
I'm proud of your joke.
Yes.
Well, I guess if that's all we have, we look forward to Brett being back. We look forward to being in Studio 2.0.
Heck yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can make it look pretty.
Yeah, and kind of work on it.
Next show. But in the meantime, if you're... is this going on YouTube? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Control that. But if you're listening to this on YouTube, I don't know what's happening. We're also on all the podcast apps. That'd probably be easier to listen to if you're just listening on YouTube. We usually go live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we have a live chat if you ever want to join us there in the future. We're available on all podcast apps. I already said that.
Our social media
on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it.
Our social media is What the Fanboy everywhere.
Yep.
Not everywhere. No, like everywhere, all the places. It's What the Fanboy.
Every single place. Google, Bing, Twitter,
Ask Jeeves,
Instagram, MySpace, all What the Fanboy. All the links are at whatthefanboy.com. That's the most simple way to find us.
Heck yeah.
How did I land the ship? Did I do good?
I think you did pretty good. My only thing I'm going to add, if you're quarantined and you haven't seen Contagion, go watch it. It'll kind of give you a terrible fear of what's to come. And also, stay positive. Just hang in there.
If you're social distancing and you're in self-isolation right now, go watch The Invisible Man. It will probably scare you.
Yeah, it'll probably give you nightmares. But no, just stay positive. I mean, this sucks for everyone.
Don't let this thing beat you down. We're in this together. Yeah. We'll get through it. We'll be all hanging out soon.
Yeah, watching movies in theaters again.
That's right. Just like Nolan wants us to.
That's right. But
in the meantime, we will see and talk to everybody later.
See ya.
Have a good one, everybody.
I'm going to do my peace sign that I always do, even though nobody can see it.